Kick-ass facts, where did my womb go? Part 2. Pew, 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 pew! Society and physicians at the time, we're in the 1800s, did not correlate external genital stimulation with sexual practice. During the late 1800s, physicians believed that clitoral stimulation through medical pelvic massage could effectively reduce symptoms of hysteria. During the 1800s, the medical community believed that only vaginal penetration was sexually stimulating for women, and as a result, physicians advised against the use of tampons and specula, that's a medical device, for concern that it would cause a woman to become instantly aroused. The more things change, the more they stay the same. If the patient became flushed and relieved during the pelvic massage treatment for hysteria, physicians explained that she was experiencing a hysterical paroxysm, which is now known as an orgasm, but in this house, it's going to be a hysterical paroxysm from now on. That signified that the treatment was a success, and the physician would believe the patient to be relieved of her negative symptoms attributed to hysteria for at least a few days. Before physicians used medical vibrators for pelvic massage, hydrotherapy was one of the first technological advancements in treating hysteria. Hydrotherapy treatment involved the pelvic douche, and spas were located in European-style bathhouses. Treatment involved aiming a powerful jet of water at a woman's inner thighs and genitals. Health specialists claimed the device could cause hysterical paroxysm in under 4 minutes. That's a bold claim. As physicians began diagnosing hysteria during the 1800s and early 1900s, more women needed treatment, including many women whose husbands sent them to the doctor. During the Victorian period of the 1800s, as literacy rates among women increased, doctors attributed higher rates of hysteria to the alleged dangerous behaviors of intellectual women, including attending school and working outside the home. Freud believed that hysteria was the consequence of the lack of conception and motherhood. Freud reverses the paradigm. Hysteria is a disorder caused by a lack of libidinal evolution, and the failure of conception is the result, not the cause of the disease. During the 19th century, the US and Europe experienced what historians refer to as the Industrial Revolution. The sewing machine was the first electronic home device, the vibrating massager was the fifth, and preceded the vacuum cleaner by 9 years. Around the same time as the Industrial Revolution, physicians began looking for more efficient ways to treat hysteria. Some physicians used and developed vibrating machines to treat women with hysteria to save time and to avoid the laborious task of manual massage on the increasing number of female patients. Men. In 1869, physician George Taylor patented one of the first medical vibrators called the manipulator. Good on you, George. Patients sat on a padded table with a hole cut out to reveal their lower abdomen, through which a vibrating sphere massaged the woman's genitals. Because the apparatus was large, heavy, and expensive and coal-powered, large spas and physicians with large practices primarily purchased and maintained the devices for their guests and patients' guests. While most historians agree that physicians of the time believed vibrators most reliably treated hysteria, they also used vibrating devices to relieve constipation, arthritis, and muscle fatigue. In the early 1800s, physician Mortimer Granville invented the first portable battery-powered vibrator that weighed over 40 pounds. However, Granville wrote in 1883 that he did not intend to use his device to treat hysteria, and rather intended to use it for male muscle fatigue because he believed women might pretend to be hysterical in order to gain treatment. Yeah. Vibrating massage devices continued to appear in magazines during the early 1900s, some powered by electricity, foot pedal, water turbine, gas engine, or air pressure. As batteries became smaller and the use of home electronics began, advertisements for portable vibrators appeared in ladies' magazines, newspapers, and catalogs targeted at women. Companies also continued to market vibrating devices for medical uses other than hysteria. For men, the advertisements claimed the vibrating devices could treat muscle fatigue and arthritis. For women, the advertisements claimed the vibrating devices could function as a household appliance. To do what? In the 1920s, stag films, which were the pornographic films of the early 20th century, featured medical vibrators in a sexual context, which made vibrators socially unacceptable. After their use in stag films, physicians began considering vibrators as sex toys and perceived their use in women as something sexual rather than therapeutic. I mean, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, am I right? The DSM is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Hysteria was not deleted from the DSM until 1980. At the time, they thought hysteria could be cured by medication treatment and therapy. Up until pre-1970, women were told to use dildos, have sex with men, become pregnant, or have womb extractions as a cure for their hysteria. Women were being diagnosed as insane and hysterical and then advised to go to the doctors to relieve their illness. As of 2019, medical professionals no longer use the term hysterical paroxysm, and they now refer to the relief of tension achieved through external genital manipulation or masturbation as the female orgasm.